Okay, here we go. We're still dealing with fractions, but now instead of combining them, crossing out, you guys are actually going to solve for a variable now. X equals this number or these numbers. All right. So we're actually going to solve for the variables now. I am not going to change how I've taught this to you. How many fractions do I have on the left side of the equal sign? 2. Guess what I'm going to have you do? Make it into 1. So I got 1 fraction equal to 1 fraction. All right. Have a common denominator right now. So I am not just going to look at these 2 denominators. I'm going to look at all 3 right now, all 3 denominators, and I'm going to come up with a common denominator. So I have 1 fraction on each side. So let's first start. Can I factor any of the denominators? Always look there first. I cannot factor anything. So now I look to take out what's in common. What's in common in any of these here? Okay, so x minus 2 is going to go in your common denominator. And as you remember, you got to put in the leftovers. What's the leftover here? 3. So here is the common denominator, 3 times x minus 2. I'm getting it down to 1 fraction on each side, both with the same denominators. Now you play, what do you multiply by? All right, what do I have to multiply by? This first fraction right here. Hopefully we're at this point. What do I have to multiply by? Here we go, 4. What should I multiply that first one by? Here's my denominator. Here's that denominator right now. What do I have to multiply by? X minus 2, 3 times x minus 2. What's it missing? Where are we losing you here? Got to talk to me here. Let's go. That's the fraction I'm working on. I'm asking, this denominator is missing something from that one. What is it? What's that? So that's what I multiply the top by. I multiply that top one by 3. Go ahead, distribute the 3 for me. Here we go. 1. Go ahead, distribute the 3 for me. 3x plus 6. Okay, here we go. What's that? What's the next fraction missing right here? Next fraction. 1 again. What's that fraction missing? X minus 2. What am I going to ask you to distribute? Nope. Negative 4. Distribute the negative 4. So I have negative 4x plus 8. Yep. How are you?
Can I borrow Anastasia for a minute?
Sure. Go right ahead. Last fraction. What's it missing? What do I still have to multiply by? Last fraction. Here we go. 17. What do we got to multiply that one by? X minus 2. 3 times x minus 2. 3. So this will turn into 15. Let's keep going. Combine your like terms now. 3x. Whoops, sorry. I didn't even do that. Go ahead. Combine your like terms on that first fraction on the left-hand side. Go ahead. 3. Combine your like terms.
3x and -4x, so negative x.
Negative x plus.
Then you have 8 and 6.
Yep.
So 14.
Yep. Now, once everything is simplified and you have the same denominators on each side of the equal sign, you can drop them now. Because remember, we're solving for x, right? These are the same. They don't matter anymore. Drop them. And then set your numerators, negative x plus 14 equal to 15, and solve. All right, so once I have everything simplified, I take both denominators, drop them, move the 14 over. What do we end up with? Negative x equals 1. And how do I get that negative out of there? Divide by negative 1. So x equals negative 1. Now look, some of you, as you keep doing this, you may say, well, can I skip this step? Can I skip this step? And the answer is yes. Like, do you ever have to show me the denominators here? No. I could have just got rid of them now and just kept this right here and solved it. All right, that's up to you. I'm just going to keep showing the denominators, though. All right, I haven't circled it in because look at the directions. It says solve and check. That check's not optional. All right, but I don't need to see it. That's why all of you have your graphing calculators out now, because I'm going to show you how on your graphing calculator you can easily check this right now. What was our answer for x? Well, -1. So what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you start using this store key to the left-hand side. I don't know if you've ever used it before. You're going to tell your calculator, I have -1 as my answer, and I'd like you to store it, STO, to the left of the on button. What was the variable here? X. So that's what I got as my answer. So calculate, take -1 and store it in for X, and it will do so after you press enter. Now what I'm going to do is go back to the original problem, the original one before we did any multiplying or anything. I'm going to go take my fraction template, x plus 2 over x minus 2. So I'll do it with you. So I'm going to take my fraction template. And x plus 2 over, what was the bottom? X minus 2. And then what am I adding to that? Subtracting. 4 over 3. So another fraction template. 4 over 3. It'll give me an answer. And I'm hoping now, when I plug in the right side, it'll also give me -5/3. So what's on the right side of that one? 5 over. Okay, so I go back to my fraction template and I do 5 over x minus 2. Boom. They got both left and right should come out to be the same. -5/3. All right. Can't go wrong. You know you got the correct answer. Can't go wrong. Because there will come a time here in a couple minutes here where I have to reject an answer for some reason. Yep, go ahead, Andrew.
So for our work, should we just write that 5/3 like for the check mark?
That's going to be up to you. But that's how I'm going to have you guys check right now in class. Yeah, but when it comes to test or quiz time, it's really going to be on your own. And I know I would check it because how long did that just take us right there? A minute maybe tops, and that was because I was trying to show you. All right, and we were slowing it down. So I don't see how you can go wrong just plugging it in your calculator. Any other questions? Okay, solve for x on the next one. Notice anything with one of the denominators before I start finding a common denominator? Notice anything? Yeah. It is a trinomial, so I can do what with it? Okay, go ahead, factor that trinomial there. Factor it. Before you find any common denominator, factor all denominators that you can. That one will factor into, when you're ready, 12, when you're ready, that one will factor into x plus 3, x plus 4. Okay, look at all the denominators now. Look at all the denominators, all 3 of them. Got anything in common for me? Anything in common? Here you go, 15. Anything in common? Okay, hold on. They got an x plus 3 in common. I got it. Anything else in common? You got it. X plus 4 in common. All right, let's go fraction by fraction. What do you want to multiply the first? What should I multiply 5 by here? Number 22, what should I multiply 5 by? What's it missing that this one has? No, 22? 20, all right. 10? Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by x plus 4, good. So that'll give me 5x plus 20. Second fraction, multiply it by what here? Second fraction, 2, multiply it by what? X plus 3. Nice job. Anybody going to catch this on me? Distribute A, negative 3. So minus 3x minus 9. See if anybody's on top of their game right here on a Friday. What do I have to multiply the 21 by? 5. What do I have to multiply the 21 by? Nothing. All right, nothing. What? X plus 3, x plus 4, x plus 3, x plus 4. 21. This is what I was saying before. You don't have to show me the denominators if you don't want to. You can just totally skip this step and just write the numerators. But now that the denominators are the same, I can drop them and have 5x plus 20 minus 3x minus 9 equals 21. And I'm hoping we can solve that. We got 2x plus 11. X equals 5, maybe. Everybody getting 5 out? Okay, let's see if I'm going to keep doing this, even though I know what you're not big fans of checking, but it's just going to tell you if you got it right or wrong. Take 5 now, store it in for x. Take 5, store it in for x. Type in the left side as it is. Type in the left side as it is now. Fraction template. Do it with me. 5 over x plus 3. You guys can go fast. You're typing like you're texting. Perfect. Minus 3 over x plus 4. See what that value is. 7 over 24. And then type in the right side of the equation now, and hopefully you'll get 7 over 24. If you don't, either you did something wrong or 5 is definitely not the answer, right? There it is. Check. And don't assume it's always going to check. We're coming up with onto 1 right now. All right, next up, halfway home. Common denominator. Can I factor any of them? Nope. All right, common denominator here. Let's do this. This side equal to this side. What's in common? What do they have in common? They have an x in common. Yep. So that takes care of that one and that one. What's left over? X plus, everyone see that? This x takes care of these two. What's left over? X plus 1. Okay, multiply the first fraction by what? Multiply the first fraction by 19. X plus 1. Oh, boy. Sorry to do this to you kids on a Friday, but yeah. Yep. Correct, because because of the addition sign, this whole thing goes together. All right, so you can't just pluck an x off it. Correct. What do you got to do with that? First time we've talked about this in here, huh? My aching heart, no. Double distribute, FOIL, whatever you called it back in the day, yeah? Ready? X times x, x squared, x times 1, x, 1 times x, it just got serious. X and 1 times 1. Whew, that was just for that one. Just got serious. If you want to just do x squared plus 2x plus 1 right now, that's fine too. I'll just keep it all separated. All right, what about the second fraction? What are we looking at for the second fraction? All right, let's roll 9. What are we multiplying by? Ooh, sorry again, guys. Another double distribute FOIL one. Go ahead, do it with me. X times x. X squared. X times 1. X. Wouldn't it be what? Now I'm going to do minus x, yeah. We may be doing it in a different order. Minus x, and then what's the last one when I multiply the numbers? Minus 1. Ooh, boy. Coming strong today. All right, and then what about the x plus 6? What's that get multiplied by? 5, what's the x plus 6 get multiplied by? An x. Distribute it, though, right? X squared plus 6x. Wow. Hopefully you got some neat writing, unlike me, and you can combine all your like terms now. So I'm going to drop the denominator. All right, I'm going to drop the denominator now that they're the same. All right, let's see how many x squareds I have over here on the left. So 2x squared. Whew, let's tally up these x's. 1, 2, 3, minus another one. I'm going to be left with how many x's total? 2 x's, so 2x. And then what about my number here? Anything? Nope. 1, -1, they're gone. So this is what I'm left with. All right, your move. Got to solve for x, right? So usually bring one side equal to 0. All right, if you want to solve for x, bring one side equal to 0. Go ahead, how do I get the x squared over? Subtract it. I'll do this step by step. Some of you could probably do it in one step, but okay, so 2x squared. Oh, I remember this first week of school. I almost died. 2x squared minus x squared. X squared. Okay, move the 6x over. Yep. X squared, what do I have there? Two x minus 6x. Some of you guys butchered this on the quiz, factoring this. It's not x plus 2x minus 2. That's what I had a lot of people write on one of the factoring problems. They thought this was x plus 2x minus 2. What can you take out? We're almost there. X minus 4. All right. What do you got for answers for me? What do you got from one answer here on this side? Oh, okay. X is 0. Yep, nice job. And over here? Ooh, we got 2 answers there. Don't go anywhere. I don't even need to go to my calculator. Tell me why one of the answers is no good for me. Look at the original problem I had given you guys and look where I have x's. Why is one of my answers no good, definitely going to get rejected here? Then why? What's wrong with 0? Yeah, you can't have 0 where? And you cannot have 0 in the denominator. So having a 0 here or here will not work. So I need to, fellas, like the story of your life, some of you, reject it. All right? Rejected. Will 4 work? I don't know. I'd have to store it into my calculator and find out. Okay, if 4 work, I'll let you know just for time's sake because I want to get you guys going on the assignment. 4 does work in the original one. Okay, 4 does work. Anything you guys want to ask there? Because this next one's going to be, I thought that one was pretty beefy. This is no joke, this next one. Okay. Solve for y now. Solve for y. Anything you can factor? Yep. All right. Difference of 2 perfect squares, right? y plus 3 and y minus 3. Please stop me at any time on this problem here. Getting the common denominator is the toughest part. Okay, here we go. Pull out something that's in common. Let's start there. Pull out something that's in common. Yep, definitely y plus 3. I agree with you guys. Nice job. So they're gone. Ooh, now we're down to these two, right? 3 minus y and y minus 3. I don't want to put them both in there. Anybody notice anything about them? They are opposites. Remember we called those opposites? 3, negative y, positive y. They're opposites of each other, so we don't put both in. Anybody, I know I only went over one problem in class, but anybody remember if I have opposites in the denominator, how I take care of them? Okay, I put a -1 in there with one of the opposites. Okay, I put a -1 in with one of the opposites. That's if opposites are left in the denominator. Whew, boy. Guys ready? Okay, I won't call on anybody here, but okay. This y plus 3 is taken care of. What is still in my denominator that I need to multiply by? There's two things this time. Two. What are they? The -1 and the y minus 3. Okay, so you have to multiply this y by -1, which becomes what? -y, so take care of that now. So -y, and I still have to multiply it by y minus 3. Maybe it's easier if I do this instead. -y, and then the y minus 3. Everyone see where that's coming from? Because that negative is right here, and I still got to multiply it by y minus 3. So what's that going to give me on top now? Negative y squared plus, got it. Oh boy, here you go. This is where the tough part of the problem comes in. What the heck do I multiply that second fraction by? Well, let's take a look. These two right here, take a look at these two. If I take this negative sign and put it here, what's the y going to become? What's the 3 going to become? So what I'm trying to show you is, isn't this the same thing as those two things already? Because everyone take a look. -y, got it. Plus 3, got it. These two are the same exact as that denominator. So really, what's the only thing I'm missing? That y plus 3 there. This right here is the same thing as these two things down here. Okay? Just separated. So the only thing I need to multiply by is y plus 3. I'll just leave it right there. Bless you. What's that going to become then? Oh, you're better than that. Not y squared. Negative, because I got to distribute the negative y. Almost. -y squared minus 3y. No joking here. Could have easily just said, forget it. They won't get it. But no, we're challenging each other. Okay, you got it here. Dig deep, dig deep. What's this missing that your common denominator has? Just the negative. Got the y plus 3, got the y minus 3. The only thing I'm missing is that negative. So multiply it by -1, and this will be -18. Ready to go to work? Let's drop the denominators. Combine your like terms for me, guys. Go ahead. Negative 2y squared. What happens to the 3y's? See you later. Negative 18. Guys want to go from here? Keep going. Okay, we can divide by negative 2. I like it. Divide by negative 2. So what do I have? Y squared equals, okay, 9. I got it. Next thing you want to do? Square root both sides, sure. Y equals 3 or negative 3, right? When you take the square root, 3 or negative 3. Or plus or minus 3, however you want to show it. I'll wait.
Yeah, try and
You got an answer of negative 3. Problem. Why is negative 3 a problem? And go ahead. Hey, yep, sorry to cut you off. Everyone see that? Plug in negative 3, it equals 0. Sorry, negative 3 can't be an answer. You will get rejected. I also got y equals 3 as an answer. Problem? Where? Plug in 3 here. Just plug in 3. What do you get? Can you have that? Oh boy, what do we do now, huh? We just did all that hard work and we rejected both our answers. I don't know if you guys went over this last year or not when you don't have any answers. Answer's not 0 because that's a number. We can say a couple things here. We can say no solution. We can get real fancy. Anybody ever heard of this little symbol here? Maybe last year. Empty set, maybe. Okay, no solution, empty set. No answer exists. Okay. We all good on why we had to get rid of both. Okay, I am going to come around and watch you, maybe you and your group, handle 1 and 2 right now. All right, handle 1 and 2. Below, 1 and 2 below. Let me see the answer to number 1 before you go on to number 2.